Yeah, a very good evening to everyone, and thank you so much for the opportunity. I'm not talking more, I'll just jump into my presentation. Uh, Hope my slide is visible to you all. Can I get can I get a quick yes? Yeah.
Yes, visible.
So I'll proceed. So the topic of discussion today is AI in research. As I told, as Sir told a correct introduction, I'll be just discussing on not in a very deeper way, but according to my understanding in research, how we can use this AI tools because we all are seeing multiple AI tools in and around us. Can we use it? There will be a question: is it right using it, or is it wrong ethically? Is it right? How to use it correctly? If I use, will there be any issue? All those things we will be discussing in an educator's perspective. Okay, so before just starting, as Sir told, I'm not new to this, but still, like, I need to thank Bedkar Sir for and the college for giving the opportunity and conducting a thing like this that will enlighten many people's mind. And obviously, the person who introduced me to this, that is Dr. Nisha. So thank you to both of you. So, with that gratitude, I'll be just going into my agenda for today. So, I'll be just briefing up a bit about artificial intelligence. What are all the use cases? That two things are very general. Then we will be just discussing on how AI can work for us. Me as an educator, me as a researcher, how I can use AI to work, and a bit on generative AI and its application, nothing but conversational AI like ChatGPT, and what are the steps AI models use to develop a model. That's a bit technical, but I'll make it on a lighter note. And what are all the AI tools that are available? Obviously, there are plenty. I'm not going to touch upon everything, but whichever is good and convenient for you, that I'll be mostly used and easy one I'll be discussing. Then our thing, like how, what's a research paper, how the format of that, a quick overview, because everyone is here is a researcher or somewhere connected to research, I know. Then the ethical factors, as I told, can we use this one? There is a question, so we will clarify that. And what are the do's and don'ts? And we'll be discussing on few tools. So the main agenda is we'll be introducing yourself to AI and few conversational AI tools, and how to use it, and what are the do's and don'ts. So, as an introduction, it's very general. AI is nothing but artificial intelligence. That is not a big thing. It is just a computer program that does the cognitive things. I mean, the cognitive task, what we are doing. I mean, whatever task we are doing with our brain, to write an article, we will be using our brain. We will be using our creativity to write it. Okay, to fill an Excel, to check the count. All these things we will be using our brain. So what AI is doing is whatever task humans are using their brain to do their work, similar one they are trying to do it with mission. Okay, so this thing is transforming today, as we all know, in our workplace, in and around us. It's a big discussion that we all know, and is very quickly it is developing also. So how we can make a use of it? Obviously, one advantage is a time saving. So same thing in our research writing also, we will try to utilize it for that. Having a look on the use cases of AI, nothing but in what all ways we can use AI. So I just want to make it as a, just I want to know from you your response. How many of you have used AI in any of your application? Let it be taking, let it be understanding a smart farming, let it be user experience, let it be a recommendation system. All these things I have discussed also once with you, like in your shopping, all this time, who all have used? Can I just get a thumbs up from you all? I can just know also, are you all here? If you have used, okay. Yeah, many of you people are giving a thumbs up. That means at least in one or the other way, it can be your Google, it can be your Siri, it can be your Google Assistant. Okay, it can be anything. Without that, currently, or nobody can say me like, okay, I haven't used. Knowingly or unknowingly, you might have used it in one or the other way. So few use cases I'm just going. This is this slide actually, or this use cases I have taken from Google Educator form only. So we are using it for AI in online shopping, where you will get recommendation, where if you search only, you will be getting your like, maybe you might have discussed in WhatsApp with your friend, like, okay, I am planning to buy a watch. Soon when you open your Facebook or your Instagram, you will be getting a indication saying, okay, there is something called fossil watch, you can try. How this is happening means, it's the goodness of your machine learning. It will be taking what all data that you are using on a day-to-day basis, and it will recommend things, recommendation system. And farming and agriculture, so smart farming, you don't have to be there based on your soil moisture, based on the fertilizer need. It will be just intelligently working on it. And user experience, human resources, that are the general use. There are many. We will come to the next one. As educator, it will be helping us for grading and feedback, to understand the students. And a big thing, that is language translation. Hopefully most of us, when we were students, we were struggling. If we are from our native place and we are learning English new, there will be plenty of new words which were not convenient for us. Those time we were using that big dictionary to search it, understand, and not. Nowadays we will not do that. We will be quickly searching it in Google. What is the Hindi word for this one, or like what is the English word for this particular word. Likewise, and even the sentences, you will be able to talk. I want to convey. I want to ask, what is your name in Hindi? So you will be getting all those things. So language translation, it's a big area. I'm not an expert in that, but I'm a user of that one. Okay, so then text to speech. If you search in Google only, you will have the option of that. Even in your phone, you will have the option text to read. So these are few of the use cases. Now the scenario is how we can be smart. We can be more smart to use this AI for our work. So as whoever is the audience here, we all are educated and educators, and we all know that our time is too precious. And I guess all of you will accept that you will be doing one or the other academic extra work, administrative works along with your teaching. So time you need to spend or to share your creative ideas, you need more time for teaching, and you need to shorten the time of academic works. Academic work is like repetitive works, more of Excel work, paper works, and all. So you can utilize such kind of things. You can utilize maybe a report writing, or an Excel form that you need to fill, feedback, all those stuffs. You can streamline your work. You can reduce your work, making use of your AI tools. Okay, so we have to be smart enough. Just I wanted to say, like, we have to be smart enough, and we will call such kind of work as mundane task. Mundane task is nothing but a task that is repetitive. Making a report. Okay, you don't have to, if there is a particular format and if information is given, you can create it. Okay, so on this particular date, okay, Helen.K.Joy have taken a topic AI in research on this particular date. Create a report for that. Make sure this content should be there. If you give a correct prompt to that, you will be getting a report on that instead of spending your time. So that time you can use for there are some things that AI cannot do. AI cannot be a creative thinker, or AI cannot be a good teacher like you. So you can spend your time more on that. So you can make use of AI for the task that is called as mundane task. That means the task doesn't need much creativity. So coming to the next thing, the word you can note generative AI, or I want to call it as conversational AI for our scenario. The examples are like you have ChatGPT, Gemini, and many more. As I told, like I'll be just touching on the basic things only. So here, what happens is what is happening in this generative AI or in conversational AI is we can use this. If you ask, you can just relate it with normal conversation. Imagine that I'm a child and I have an expert with me. Okay, let's take sir as an example. Betkar sir, he knows better on this IPR filing and all, and I am a person who doesn't know anything about that. So imagine that I'll be me as a person who doesn't know anything and I want to file a patent. I'll be requesting sir, I want to file a patent. This is my content. This is my finding. All those information I'll be asking him. With that information, he'll be helping me or he'll be giving me a format. This is the way you should do it. So that's a conversation happened between me and sir. So where sir is a person who knows about it and I am a person who doesn't know, but I know what I have done. My ideas are there. My ideas or my inputs I am giving to him. And he knows the format, how it should be, that he'll be giving it back to me. So the same thing, now you switch. Betkar sir is the mission now, and I am the person who is asking. Okay, so you have a mission, you have a mission over there. That mission is trained for many things. I mean, it knows, it will be able to relate many things and give it in front of you. So it's based on the question you are asking. Same like how we converse. So if I am asking that mission in a very correct way, how I can do this particular thing, we have to make sure that we are asking the question correctly. So when I am saying the question, technically we will be calling it as prompt. So if you prompt properly, if you ask the question properly, the chance of getting the correct answer will be high. This happens in human conversation also, right? The same scenario happens with mission also. We should be intelligent enough to ask correct prompt. I'll be discussing about prompt also in next slides. So we can utilize your conversational tools to get correct output. So next part, I'll be going a bit on how we will be generating AI models. Okay, this is little bit of technical, but I'll just present you in a very lighter way. Okay, first, just going before that, I'll just tell you what is an AI model. AI model is a thing where it will be having an input and an output. Okay, in between that model will be there. What that model, it is just like our brain. Okay, so that model will be having many informations and knowledge that is embedded in that. Okay, and based on the input or the question what we are giving, it will be processing it and giving an output. I'm taking the example of conversational AI, that is why I told. So that model can be meant for anything. It's a generalized model. So whatever is your need, based on that you can design your and develop your model. So the first thing is, what is the problem? You have to define your problem. Then based on, okay, maybe here the problem is like whatever question I am asking, I should be able to get the answer. Okay, so it can be any, the problem can be any. That is why multiple models are available. As it is a bit too technical, I'm not going there. Then what engineers will do is they'll be collecting the data and they will clean the data. Correct data will be taken, and using this data they'll be training the model. So as everyone says, I'll take the silliest example, that is to separate cats and dogs. Okay, that's a very common example that everyone will take. So as a collection of data, what we will be giving to the model is we'll be giving multiple pictures of cats and dogs. So what this model training will happen is the AI model will take all the images and we will be just saying, okay, this is cat, this is, we'll be labeling it. So based on that, the model will be trained. Okay, if this features are there, okay, if long mustache is there, or like if the eyes are in this format, okay, this can be a cat. It will be just learning many things from the pictures, and based on that we'll be training the model. Once the training is done, we'll be evaluating the model. So we have given some set of pictures, we'll be randomly giving some other picture and asking what is that. So sometimes it will be able to do it correctly, sometimes it won't be able to. Based on that, we will be saying how efficient the machine is. And finally, once the accuracy is reached, we will be deploying that model. So this is the thing that is happening in the backend, or the engineers will do this thing, and the final product only that will be coming to us, like the ChatGPT model also. All these work, ChatGPT or Gemini or whatever, these all things are done already in the backend, and we will be just giving our input. All this process happens and we'll be getting our output. So I'll just introduce to this conversational AI. As I told, conversational AI is a type of AI. It can understand human language, how we are talking. It will be able to understand, and it will replay to us also in the same format, so that we will feel comfortable to ask question and get our answers. So, as I told, the main thing is we will be using our natural language to communicate. It's just like asking doubts to our friends or asking doubts to our colleagues. But the thing that we have to be aware of is this is not it's a trained model. It's not an expert in that area. Okay. So every time when you work with this kind of conversational AI, anything, let it be like ChatGPT, Gemini, anything, we have to have a double check, or we have to make sure that the data that we have got is correct. Hope everybody is with me. Can I get a thumbs up from everyone? Yeah, fine. Okay. So, yeah, thank you so much for your response. Happy that you all are there with me. Okay. So, there are, as I told, there are many conversational models. Quickly, I'll jump and show one of that. And I was saying about prompt also. So, give me a second. I'll just take you to, yeah. I'll just take you to this chat GPT that everybody is using. I know everyone knows to use it also, but I'll just tell few things in this one. Okay. So the first thing I need to tell you is, hope everybody knows chat GPT, right? Yes. Yeah. If not, you can just type chat GPT in Google, press it. You need to give your sign in details on that. You will get it. Okay. And there are other things like Gemini and all. I'll just say everything looks same. I'll just tell few things. So this will be the look of that. And you will be seeing a tab message ChatGPT. So what you have to do is whatever question you are asking, or we call technically it as prompt. Okay, I can ask anything. Okay, so as a researcher, our main thing is we will have ideas, but many a time when we attempt to papers or publications, the review that we will be getting back is like your language should be improved. Your idea is good, but your language should be improved. Or you can improvise it. Okay, many of these comment or reviews we will be getting. So in such scenarios, some journals will ask us also, do you need language support? Especially when they see that we are Indian authors, they will be asking that in a higher case. And there was a research where it was told like in Indians, Chinese, those, I'm not saying it down, but most of us, when the reviewers have a biased thing like our English is not as great like others. So they will tend to ask us for the language support. So here is the goodness of that. Before going that, I'll just tell you what is prompt. Whatever question we are asking here can be considered as prompt. Okay, so can you make a lesson plan for CNN? Okay, so if I ask that this is a simple prompt. The what I asked here, it will start generating. So now you don't look into the answer. I'll just tell you what is that. Can you make a lesson plan for me? This we call it as a prompt, simple prompt or a simple question, but it is more generalized. We are not telling the machine like what to be done clearly, but we can give one more thing. I mean, we can give a prompt little more nicely, saying like make a lesson plan for CNN that includes whatever things you need in that particularly, especially the layers, mathematical modeling, okay, few things in that. So we are just adding a few more contents in that, or we are making that prompt little more clear so that these things are added. Okay, this kind of prompt we call it as one shot prompt, where you are just giving one example. I mean, or you can say like can you suggest the name of a cat, okay, in three letters. This is a simple prompt in 3 letters. Okay, we will make it as one shot by adding like Mia. Okay, so we are giving an example. Use similar like Mia. Can you give some example? This is also one shot prompt. Okay, so they'll be giving few suggestions. So you can have a look clearly. It will be 3 letters, whatever information we have given, 3 letters, and it should be like Mia. One more example we have given. Okay, so there are 2 shot and multiple shot prompts also, where you can add more examples. The advantage is, I have used very silly examples, but the advantage is as you give more examples, your answer will be more precise. Okay, now I'll come back. We as a researcher, how we can utilize it. So I have just taken one example. So the first one, rephrase. So the important thing that we can use is, I told it is language issue. So you can use a prompt called rephrase. So rephrase is nothing but whatever content you are writing in your simple English, it will be just converting or rephrasing or using different standards of English to convert it into a good paragraph. Okay, but we will be giving the ideas. You have to be very clear. You should not ask your chat GPT like write a technical paper for me. No, that is wrong. But you can have an idea. Maybe you are having an idea. Imagine I have an idea that I have 10 pictures of 100 or 1 million pictures of birds, and I need to classify it in whichever comes in red color, which is in black color, which is in yellow color. I have to do that. For that, I have taken a technology called CNN. Imagine, you just understand. I use some technology, maybe technology X, imagine. So I use that technology, and that technology is having some layers, some things, some parameters and all. And I know how I have done it clearly. If I know that, but I don't know to write it as a technical paper. Okay, so in that scenario, I can ask, like, this is the thing I have written, I have done. I mean, I have taken 10 million birds images. I used CNN as a model for this. How many 10 layers I have used, and each layer, what is the working, all that details you can write in your own language, and you can ask, rephrase this content to a introduction paragraph. So it will be taking the inputs from that and giving you an introduction. Okay, introduction paragraph you will be getting. But every time when you are using any of the AI tools, you just make sure that you read it again. There are chances. If you ask anything, it will give you a replay. If I ask, can you give 10 references for me for CNN? Quickly, it will be giving you a replay, but it is not sure that it is the correct one. Okay, there is something called hallucination, where you will get an answer, but the answer won't be right. That is where human intervention or human brain is needed. You know about your work, you read the introduction again, understand it, that whether it is right or wrong, and you have all the rights to change it. Okay, so we are currently in the current example, what I have told, it is just for, like, I have just asked, like, rephrase the content that I'll be using CNN to utilize to classify based on the feather color. So I've used it. If you want an elaborated version of that, I just give a prompt like elaborate the above content. So it will be using that above content to. But when it is given, you should have a recheck on whether the content is right or not. This is the thing. As a researcher, we should be very clear with. Okay, hope it is clear. Can I just get a thumbs up if you're clear with what I told? Yeah, so you can use it very well, you can use it, but the scenario is you should have a recheck. And one more thing is, nowhere it is told like you can ask idea to ChatGPT. It will give you an idea, but it won't be sure that the idea will be correct or not. We should have a recheck on that. So I just touched upon this prompt. I told like prompt and different kinds of prompt also I told. You can see the example here also. Debate the pros and cons of cat versus dog, anything. It's a simple prompt with example. You can give one. If it is one example, we call it as one shot. If it is multiple example, two shot prompt. Okay, and I have given some example, Gemini and ChatGPT. I'm not touching on Gemini as we don't have much time. If you have time, I'll show that. Similar interface, same way only we will be asking questions to that also. It will be giving the replay. Okay, so we will come to our discussion, that is research paper. Many of us, we are good researcher. We need to write research paper. And quickly, I will say, everyone knows, but on a quick note, I'll just say how a research paper will look like. Obviously, it will be having, okay, yeah, every other journal will have different particular templates, but the generalized scenario is these things will be there in every paper. So you should have a title for your paper, and author details should be there, followed by author details and affiliation. You will have an abstract. Abstract is nothing but, can I get a response? What will come in abstract? As the name says, it is a shorter version, or it's the tiniest version of your paper. I mean, the total content in your paper in a single paragraph. Yeah, ma'am. Veni, ma'am, you were talking something.
Yes, ma'am. Same thing I want to say.
Yeah. Thank you so much for your response. So it's the tiniest version of your total paper. You will be just putting all your content in a single paragraph, where it starts with a tiny introduction of 2 to 3 lines, followed by what's the methodology that you have used, followed by the results. Okay, in a one single paragraph. It shouldn't be too broad also. So then the keywords, that says the important words. I mean, when somebody is searching, when I was discussing about CNN, if I'm doing my paper on CNN, it is mandatory that I should use the word CNN, so that if somebody else is searching for my paper, or somebody else is doing research in CNN, they should be able to access or get my paper quickly. For that only we are giving keywords. Followed by keyword, we have introduction. Yes, sir. Somebody raised your hand. I guess Vishnu Khan, you have something? Yeah.
Madam, I'm one question.
Yeah.
I have.
मैडम ISBN जो पेपर जो रहता है वो कौन से इसमें होना ISBN में UGC कैरेक्टर अनुसार?
Yeah, you are asking like ISBN. papers are there or not?
ISB point 7.2 7.8 इसमें कौन सा होना इसके अंदर?
Which one? What I'm saying?
पेपर प्रेजेंट करने के लिए
हाँ.
7.2 या 7.1 ये है ना उसका जो
I'll reply according to my understanding. So if it is it's a book.
Impact factor.
हाँ फैक्टर
Impact factor of research journal.
Impact factor.
Impact factor.
Okay. So that is a different scenario. Impact factor is like after when we are publishing our book, if it is something, we will we'll be getting an like ISBN number. It can be a print or e-format. Impact factor is whenever it differs with each of your journal also. So the main thing is in that particular journal, how many of the papers that's already published, how many of that is cited. Not only that, like that 2-3 scenarios they'll be taking. Based on all that only you will be getting that number, impact factor. This is my understanding. I don't have a deep understanding on that, but this is my understanding. Based on that, the value will be given in each year, how much citations they got, plus some other criteria also. Based on that, it will be having an impact. What's the impact that paper have given? What's the impact towards the society, or what's the impact to the researchers that particular journal have given? So I hope I could address you. Thank you. Yeah. So as I told, like introduction, a brief introduction. So when I say about introduction, it should be like an interesting one. The person should get an enthusiasm to read the following. We cannot start with a technical one or a method. We can start with a very simple, like imagine that your father is reading your paper. Okay, so in that way you have to write the introduction. Normal person should understand. So introduction followed by literature survey and your methodology. What all things you have used, write it very clearly, precisely. If any equations or if any findings, surveys, anything is conducted, all those things you have to write in detail in methodology. In detail in the sense, not about the number of lines, about the content. And results, everyone knows about it. And finally, we will be ending up with conclusion and references. So that's a format of paper that everyone knows. Now the question is how we can use this. I need to write a paper in this format. How I can ethically use this AI for writing your paper. So the answer is whatever you are seeing in that red lines, it is really, really, really important. If you are copying the content or something that is generated in your ChatGPT without anything, you are just copying and publishing it, your plagiarism might be 0, okay, might be 0. So it will go, that also, it will publish also, might be. But the thing is, if the content is not genuine or if it has copied an irrelevant content, later on as a researcher, our integrity and our credibility will go down. You might have done a very good research, but because of that one paper that where you didn't had a recheck or you had just copied from ChatGPT, your total relevance will go down. You might be blacklisted, you might be a blacklisted author, or they might tell that this person is not a genuine person. Your integrity will be gone. Okay, so we have to be very, very careful, especially when we are guiding students also. Students might come up with things. So we will also see that idea is good, paper is good. What maximum we do is we will check for plagiarism. If plagiarism is 0 also, or like plagiarism is 5% or less also, there are chances that the idea, because this machine will be taking up somebody else's idea also. So we are not sure on that. So once that is published, it will be affected. not suddenly, on a later note, if somebody raise a complaint on that, like this is not genuine or this is a generated work, then your integrity will be lost. Somebody raised hands, if I'm not wrong. Anybody have any question? Yeah, Pramod sir was just saying, like, please focus on doing right research, not on ChatGPT. So the thing is, that is what I wanted to mention here. Actually, copying the ideas from ChatGPT is wrong, because that is why we are there with brain. Okay, idea should be ours. And if I am not a person, see, imagine that I am a person who is coming from a very low English background, but my ideas are really great. Okay, and I have many ideas with me. So in that scenario, I can utilize this chat GPT as a language support for me. Okay, so I can write my ideas, I can write in simple language, in simple paragraph. Okay, this is my finding. I am using this particular thing for that. In the lab, I have tried it. Yeah, you can use it for the betterment of your language. Yes, right. So you can give it in your own English or even in your own language, Hindi or like whatever it is, the comfortable thing. And you can ask the ChatGPT to rephrase it and to give it in the technical format, so that paper, once it goes to somebody else, with your good idea, so the one who is reading the language also will be great. They will be impressed and your idea will go global. Okay, so the thing is, the ethicality of using I am saying, like, you can use ChatGPT, you can use any conversational AI for your paper, for your research, but only thing you have to keep in mind is you have to use it for language correction and strictly not for ideas. Okay, as I told, if you ask, it will give you anything. Write 10 references for me, it will give you answer. Write introduction for me, simply without giving any proper prompt, it will give you, but it won't be right. Okay, sir, Dr. Guntu, you have anything to ask, sir? Okay, so fine, hope this is clear to you, everyone. And then I'll just jump into the next thing, how to do paraphrasing. I think I have told you how to do it. Actually, you can do it again and again. Again, it is personalized. ChatGPT will not give you, or Gemini will not give you the same response. If you are searching for the same prompt, it will be different based on the previous prompt, what we asked, based on our areas of expertise. It will be giving you different answers also. So you can refine it until you get what you want. You can keep on rephrasing, changing your prompt and asking for it. Each time when you get an answer, make sure that you are reading it again and making sure that whatever idea you have told is not diverted. Okay, that you have to make sure. So till now, even your Turnitin, even any plagiarism checking tool, till now, even if the AI score is high, even if the AI score is 50, there is something called plagiarism and AI score. Plagiarism is when we have copied the content of somebody else, copy, paste. That is plagiarism, that is considered as wrong in ethical paper writing. And there is something called AI content, where what I told comes. It is your idea, but that content, to use that content, you have used AI or you have used any conversational tool. That is called AI content. If the AI content till now, I'm saying till now, if the AI content is 50%, or if the AI content is 60 or 70, even if it is 100%, so also, till now, there is no restriction that you cannot publish the paper. They are accepting it. Each time when you put it in Turnitin, it will be giving you a Turnitin is nothing but a tool that is checking this AI and AI score and your plagiarism check or similarity check. So along with the AI content percentage, it will be giving you an explanation saying like AI score is not a wrong thing, but make sure that you had a human intervention into that by reading it again and making sure that it is the right content. Till now, that's the scenario. It may or may not change in later stage. So using ChatGPT or using any conversational or generative AI tools for paper writing, currently it is not considered as a ethically wrong thing. It is just using to improvise your language. Okay. Somebody, do you have any questions, sir? Like Mahendra, Dr. Mahendra? Yes. Okay. So if you can unmute and raise. So I have given you the do's and don'ts. You can just have a look on that. Make sure that only one thing you need to keep it in mind is you need to have or you need to use the ChatGPT only for your improvising your language, not for creating new ideas. Okay. So I'll just introduce or tell you a few tools that I use in my research writing. One is Quillboard. This is again, if you use it as a paid version, you can rephrase any like any number of words in that. If it's an unpaid version or free version also, there is some limit of words. With that, whatever you have written in your simple English, you just copy in one side. I guess I don't have much time to show a demo on that. Later, if you're interested, we can do that. I'll share all the slides. There, all the links are there. If you click on the link, you will be getting the things. Okay. So Quillbot is one of such thing you can use for rephrasing your content. Bit AI, I have not used this one, but I found it that this is a free version. I mean, it's available for everyone. You can try using that. And the other one is Jenny AI. This is also so trending in nowadays, Jenny AI, where one single line if you are writing. Okay, imagine that I'm writing like the CNN layers in the where I'm posting. It will be giving you suggestion, the balance one. So you can read it, and if it is relevant to you, you can click on that. And one more advantage of that is if it is a content that needs to be referred, that reference also will come along with that. So it will be super easy for us to write things. And if some copied contents or if somebody else content we are using correctly, that reference also will come along with that. So it's a good thing. You can try out Jenny AI. I have given the link. I'll share these slides with sir so that it will reach you. So, and there are many more actually. I've given a link here. If you click on that link, actually, I'll just show you. You have like multiple, like literally like hundreds of tools for writing your paper. You don't have to explore everything. See, generative AI tracker. See, for prompt and place start, you have all these things, and you have for your literature survey, you have all these things. Whichever feels convenient and easy for you, you can take up and utilize it. For writing tools, you have all these things. So I have just given you an idea, just briefed you on like how to utilize it. But when a normal person, as a common person, when you are using it for, because we all are in a stage like AI is trending, we cannot stop using it. But you can do one good thing, that is you use it for the goodness of your research. I mean, for improvising your language, not to spoil the quality of your research. That is my conclusion. With that note, actually, I want to give a big thanks to everyone you all were awesome audience. You were all listening to me. So for sure, I'll share this PPT with sir so that so we'll be sharing it with you all. And in that itself, you have, or else all the words what I told, like ChatGPT or Jenny AI, or all these links are available. If you search simply also, you will get it. But the usage is up to you. You use it again and again and make sure that it is aligning with you, and then only you put it in the paper. That awareness have to be there. And important thing is, never ever use it to copy the ideas. Your ChatGPT, if you are writing a paper, for example, I have one paper, take it, copy paste, rewrite the whole paper, you will get a right paper with zero plagiarism. But content is somebody else, that's a wrong thing that you are doing. One or the other way, if you are caught, your total credibility or your total integrity will be gone. This actually, if we are not doing also, we as an educator, we should be aware when our student come with the paper. So in our student paper, we also will be adding our names also. So we have to be more intelligent enough to identify that that's the copied version, and we should stop them. Not only plagiarism, we should make sure that we have an idea on that area, and we should have more understanding and interaction with them to identify and make sure that our names are not going to such kind of papers if it's a copied one, because we all are like growing researchers. One or the other way, if our name is affected, it is bad. So like, use ChatGPT or use any kind of conversational AI, but in an ethically right format. With that note, I want to thank you everyone, especially my good audience. You all were listening, responding very nicely. Thank you so much. So if you have anything to ask, you can, or else. Yeah, thank you all for your response, what you are giving. And I think
Copyright good या not good?
yes, sir. Copyright.
Copyright paper copyright paper good या bad?
Copying the paper or copyright of the paper?
Copyright paper.
Copyrighted paper. Actually, according to my understanding, like when we are writing a paper, we will be just, if I'm giving my paper to IEEE or if any journal, I'll be having a copyright agreement with them saying like, okay, I'll not publish this paper anywhere else. It will be giving to that journal. According to my understanding, that is copyright. I didn't get you that copyrighted journal. If can you help me out, what is it?
Paper.
Or one more thing is like
Journal.
Journal paper, we will be just sending it for copyright. That one only you are saying, like Indian copyright. I mean, our content will be sending, our literature will be sending for copyright. That one. Yes, for that also, actually for language, you can utilize AI. There is nothing wrong in that. There also as literature, or we will be filing our thing as literature, or what I have used only, I'm saying as a computer software. You can use there. You can use same scenario. You can use your conversational AI for developing the content, but idea remains. Idea should be yours. That is what.
Yeah.
Yeah, sir raised hand.
Good evening, sir.
Yeah.
Dr. Bedkar principal, sir. And good evening, ma'am. Wonderful presentation you have made, and really we can make research very interesting with the AI. That is very much there. Now, my question is, when we are taking help of AI, maybe a conversational mode or maybe a writing mode or something, verbal mode. So, but the input should be there, very strong input should be there from our side. Then only I think it goes meticulously with, what we are intended to ask questions. So So that is what I feel. What you feel about this? Please comment on this. And another thing about the lesson plan, you were talking somewhere. We are, in a medical field also, we are there for Bloom's taxonomy and Millier's and all these thing, technology, these words we are using. If suppose I am putting all these points in that, and if I will ask, giving one topic, if I will ask to make a lesson plan, whether it will prepare for me. Thank you.
Two questions you asked, sir. One is about the conversational AI, how to use it correctly. Same as I told, like the question that we ask, we call it as prompt. Okay, if the prompt is correct, that is what I told. How much ever time you ask, how much precise you ask, your answer will be that much correct. You have to repeatedly ask until you get your need. So for that, you can use the help like, for example, like this. That's what I showed with that cat example. Like I need a 3-letter name like this, or 3-4 examples also you can give. According to your field, you can change that prompt with multiple examples so that the reply will be correct. Okay. Second thing you asked is like about the lesson plan. The answer is obviously yes, but the thing is like, again prompting matters here. You can upload or you can copy a sample your previous lesson plan. You can copy the previous, maybe you might have taken biology, which is having a course plan or a lesson plan. That lesson plan you can upload and say that I need a lesson plan similar to this format, but it should cover this thing. This part of the Bloom's taxonomy, or this teaching skills should be covered in that. If you write a detailed prompt, it will be generating you the thing. Maybe first time it won't generate correctly. Second time, if you refine the question again, it will be giving you a more precise reply. The thing is, you have to use it again. You are giving a copy also. It is just like telling your friends this. When new faculty join, they'll say, no, this is the format, ma'am, you have to do like the same scenario. You will be telling it in a more precise way with examples, one short or one example or 2 examples. We'll say it as 1 short prompt or 2 short prompt to make it more precise to get the output as correct one. You will get it, sir. You can try out. People are using it also to create slides, to create lesson plans, because all these are considered as what I told is mundane task. It is like repetitive task. But in your lesson plan, if you have to create you have to put a different pedagogy, or only you know about that kind of pedagogy, that things you cannot get from ChatGPT. That you have to put it. But the general chalk and talk or other scenarios, likewise, it will give you a normal thing. If you yourself have some creative idea to make your class, that you need to add. Human interference is needed there.
Ma'am, you have talked about one conversational mode of AI. So can you elaborate, or can you come with some example?
The example is ChatGPT, sir. I have just shown you, ChatGPT, where I was asking, can you name a
using
ChatGPT? Yes, sir. Thank you so much. There are many more. The link is given. Actually, you can utilize to explore this, sir.
Wonderful explanation, and I think that is this kind of awareness about AI is very much want to be in the stream. Yes, the AI knowledge is one of the very important knowledge nowadays. Thank you.
Thank you so much, sir.
It's only in English only, not in Hindi language, right? GPT only in English only.
ChatGPT currently, but you can use one thing. There is something called Google Translator where you can ask your thing. Whatever thing you want to ask, that you can convert it into English and ask also. Actually, I am not sure whether we can use it in Hindi currently. According to my knowledge, it is no, if I'm not wrong. But you can use Google Translator. In Google only you can, ask in Hindi itself whatever you want to ask, convert it into English, and then you can copy it in ChatGPT. I guess if somebody else can, I mean, according to my knowledge only, I'm saying, as of my knowledge, I think you can use it with English only. But soon it will be developing with other languages also. Work is happening on that. I mean, that is what I told, generative AI, but I'm not a great person in generative AI development part. So soon that also will be coming up. Same like ChatGPT came as an English. Thank you so much, sir. I'll be continuing. Thank you.